I hope you're well. This picture on the right here is another beach that I was at yesterday. It's called Camber Sands near Rye in East Sussex. I made a separate video of that because I know some of you like to see the sea, and it's a really nice sandy beach with sand dunes, and most of the beaches on the southeast coast of England are rocky. So that was really nice to see. It was busy though. It was a nice day, and that would be why. Salt water is very healing and cleansing, and they are definitely themes of the eclipse we have coming up. And that's the main thing I want to talk about today. So we're right in the eclipse energy at the moment. It's the Scorpio total lunar eclipse on the 15th or 16th of May, depending on where you are. So it's a full moon eclipse. I've spoken before about how eclipses work. So they come in pairs every 6 months. And the axis changes about every 18 months. So on the astrology wheel, you have signs that are 6 months apart opposite each other. So that's the axis. And at the moment, we're on the Taurus Scorpio axis. So that's why the new moon 2 weeks ago was in Taurus, and this full moon is in Scorpio. So the full moon eclipse in the UK is at 4:13 a.m. on the 16th of May, which is tomorrow, Monday, and the whole thing will last about 90 minutes. So eclipses affect us. It's like a really strong full moon. And, if you look at nature, during the eclipse, the birds stop singing and the animals hide or just behave differently. So, of course, we're being affected as well. And in Scorpio, it makes it even stronger because Scorpio as a sign is intense and powerful, very deep, passionate, very focused sign. So things to look out for this eclipse are emotional release. You experience it and actually do things that encourage this in a healthy way. So do things that encourage healing. And what is healing for you, it's different for everybody. It's whatever makes you feel good and centered. So we can do things that make us feel good that may not actually be good and centering for us. But if it feels good and it's centering and grounding and healing, then that's something you should do. This will be a time of realizations and epiphanies, and generally about something that's not right, something that does need to be focused on and healed and fixed or changed. And leading on from that, it's very transformational. So this will be just extra in terms of endings and beginnings. So full moon eclipses are also called blood moons. All of them are, not just this one. And that's just because the moon looks slightly red because of the way the colours on the light spectrum shine through. So it's also the flower moon because this is the time that flowers bloom. So it's a flower blood moon. You may hear it referred to as those things. The other thing about this eclipse is that it is square Saturn, and that's harsh. Okay, Saturn is the planet of lessons and doing things properly and thoroughly and really building foundations. And it's square that, and square is quite a harsh angle. So there may be things that need to change or lessons that need to be learned that won't be comfortable to experience. Obviously, it leads on to better things, but it's not going to be the most comfortable feeling energies around this eclipse. Okay. If we're being asked to let go of something, Scorpio doesn't let go of things easily, but for whatever's new to come in, you have to let go. You may not let go, like I said last week during the actual eclipse. The energies reverberate on for 6 months, but you may have that realization and that decision point that something needs to change. With eclipses, you'll hear astrologers say that they affect different houses. So there are 12 houses in astrology that refer to different aspects of life. But I would say don't get too fixated on, which house is this in? You will know. You will know which area of your life, which part of your life is being challenged and where you're being asked to change and transform. So that is what I would reflect and meditate on this eclipse. One other thing I wanted to mention, the Schumann Resonance must tie in with all of this as well, because that was really off the scale last week. There was a big blast last week, early in the week, and then a smaller one. So there is the Schumann Resonance. There's a lab somewhere in Siberia that tracks it. It's a measure of the Earth's frequency, and you do get these blasts now and again. And when it's really strong, it can make you feel tired and overwhelmed, or it can represent some sort of crisis point. So if you have been feeling that lately, it can be the Schumann resonance, but definitely it's this incoming eclipse. So just be aware of that. It's not you losing the plot or going crazy. It is just part of the energies we're being asked to work with at the moment. So going into this week, another thing to be aware of, people, us as individuals and people around us will be very sensitive, and there may be some extreme behavior. So my advice on that would be to, number one, be compassionate to others. And number two, if you just can't deal with other people's stuff and what they're going through and the way they're behaving and the things they're saying, just avoid them. Lie low. Scorpio's good at that. Just retreat a little bit and come out when the coast's clear if you need to do that for your own protection. So I did pull some cards just for some insights into the eclipse and going through it over the next few days. Bottom of the deck, even before I shuffled, I didn't put in the picture. I didn't feel it was exactly part of this particular reading, but I was being asked to speak about it. So it's energies in particular we were going through last week, but it's still there. So it was the Devil card. Devil card is all about challenges and obstacles. So it does feel appropriate for this time and the things I've been talking about. With the Devil card, you ask yourself, who is blocking you, or what is blocking you? What are the obstacles? And I would be asking now, how can the energies of the eclipse transform that blocked situation? What comes up during the eclipse, and what are you shown, and what would the next steps be to move past the blockage? Okay, so that's the message from that card. Then I got the Four of Wands, which is all about self-care. So take a bit of time out, look after yourself, because when difficult situations are being thrown up, you want to be at your best to deal with it. So get enough sleep, get enough rest, take a bit of time out if you can where you need to. Look at, eating healthily, having plenty to drink, just good healthy habits, so you're at your best to deal with any crisis and cope with any crisis. So yeah, that's the message from the Four of Wands. It's also a reminder of what I was saying before. Don't rise to the bait in this eclipse. Just be very calm and rational and detached if things are going crazy around you. Okay. Then we've got the Page of Wands. And he's a messenger. So generally this card comes up as a message of good news. It can also be a new action. So I think that's on the other side of the eclipse. And it's saying you'll come through the eclipse with an idea and a plan for action, and that will grow like the twigs on the wand. And actually I've been pulling a lot of wands lately. So that is that energy of new growth. What else? Oh, I wanted to say something else that came to me as I was shuffling was, don't apologize for how you're feeling at the moment. Back on the theme of the Devil card, if someone is manipulating you a bit, could be physically, in a practical way, or emotionally, if someone's treating you badly, don't believe it about yourself. Don't internalize it. And like I say, don't apologize for how you're feeling, because it's a natural response for what may be going on around you. Okay, stone that I pulled, I had again a week or two ago, is Carnelian, to keep us grounded during these times, during the eclipse. It's a reminder to stay in your body and stay in your mind. Don't get pulled out by other people's dramas. And yeah, avoid conflict. Don't get involved if you don't need to. I've put the background color on this reading as grey. Normally I use a color, but with Scorpio energy, it's very much to do with black and transformation, purification. So black and white and every shade of grey in between. So that's very Scorpio. Look out for those colors, wear those colors. They will support you at the moment. Okay, everyone. So that's my take on the eclipse and my advice for how to get through it. I'm going to put a song link as well. The song I've had coming to me this week is Heaven on Their Minds. It's from Jesus Christ Superstar by Andrew Lloyd Webber. The original 70s recording of that was brilliant. And this is sung by Carl Anderson, who has just a fantastic voice for singing rock. And I think there's some messages in the lyrics of this song. So have a listen, see what it brings up for you. I think it definitely reflects the global situation at the moment. But yeah, it might be something in it for you as well if you'd like to listen to that. So everyone, thinking of you this week. Keep moving through the eclipse. Be open to what comes up, but stay in yourself, protect your own energies, and look after yourself in order to cope with whatever it brings up for you. Okay, take care, and I'll talk again next week. Bye, everyone.